What is up, everyone? My name is Cody, and I'm trying something. I don't even know what I just said there, but I just destroyed my intro. What is up, everyone? My name is Cody, and I have trying something else, trying something new. I don't really know what I'm trying to go for right there, but what I'm trying to do right now is trying to record a live comm through Theater. So basically, just watch it through on Theater instead of recording it and then, recording the commentary separately. But it's about 3:30 in the morning right now. Right there, I just failed some kills there. I thought that I was, done killing a lot quicker than I actually was. I'm not sure. Wait, which one am I supposed to be commentating off of? I would assume. Okay, the TV. Okay, that's what I would guess, right? Right? I don't know. We're gonna figure stuff out together. But in this gameplay, I've been running with some new people, and of course, because I'm no longer a member of Thrust Competitive, and that is gonna have its disadvantages because it's always nice to have a couple set players that you can always play with, and I just enunciated that really weirdly. But it's always nice to have some set players that you can play with, and just get on and just look for a couple of people instead of a full team. But that's that. It's whatever. Team I'm running with right here, I believe, is AOV. A couple of people I've been to local lands with. I've never teamed with them before, but seen them at local lands, and basically just friends of friends. And I had a good game here. I played a lot like I normally do, and I haven't been doing this lately. So I've been watching this back, taking some notes on myself. But I don't know if this team, if I'm gonna run with them much anymore, because it just really didn't fit. I'm not sure, I just wasn't really a fan of the way it played, and I choked my streaks right here, so you'll see here in a second. But hopefully I can keep you guys up to date, as I'm going around looking for teams. I really want to try to, it sounds kind of weird, but I kind of want to document it and just keep you guys up to date, and because I do think that I'm going to be a pro player eventually. Maybe not top 8 definition of pro, but I'm talking about top player, scrimming top teams all the time, stuff like that. I think that that's gonna happen in this game, and I'm very excited for that. So I'm not even trying to be cocky right now. It's just, if I keep improving as much as I have in the past couple of weeks, then it's definitely in sight. I've been playing against a lot of top teams, and that's one thing that really quick, for a tip for you guys, I'm gonna try to drop some tips for you guys. I'm not sure how well many of you guys respect my tips, because I'm not a top player, and I'm not on a top team quite yet, but I feel like I do have some insightful tips, because I am on the I don't really want to call myself a top AM, but it just seems to be the only way to describe it. But I have been through a lot of it, and I feel like there are players that want to go through that and they haven't yet. So one thing that I want to help you guys out here with is, if you're finding a team, and one thing that I look at, and being I'm gonna sound egotistical during this whole commentary, and it's just gonna have to come out like that, because it's the only way I can think to word stuff. But I consider myself I guess a top AM, and whenever I want to look for scrims, I'm going to look for, people that are also, top AM players or professional players. So basically, looking for people that place well on the pro circuit. I play really good outside the hill here. It's very selfish, but I played very good here, and I got streaks for my team. But basically what I'm saying is, if you do feel like you're at that top AM, and I keep using that word and I hate it, or that term, and I hate it, but if you feel like you're there and you're going to be scrimming with new teams, one way to look at if this team is going to be good, or if they're to the level that you are, is who they're playing against, or who they get scrims against. When I'm looking for scrims for my team, it's usually we're looking for people that are also at that, they're top amateur players, and low tier pros and stuff like that. So oh god, I love that kill right there. It was just a good play overall. I juked the hell out of him. So if you get into a game with people this, for example, I'm not trying to bash on anybody, and I do apologize. It's probably gonna come out like that. But I got into this game here. If you're scrimming with somebody and they're like, all right, I got a scrim, and it's some kids that you've literally never heard of before, then I mean, honestly, that's an idea that they're not, getting the best practice possible, and it, maybe that'll hinder your idea of, who you want to play against, or who you want to play with. So, that's just a quick little thought to give to you guys. Nice two-piece here. Where's it at? Oh, so yeah, like I said, the people we're playing against are not the best. So I'm not trying to boast at all on this gameplay because it's not the best, and I don't know how to use the war machine yet. I just started using it on a kill streak, so I completely waste it here. But yeah, basically, like I was saying, if you don't like the way that people are playing and stuff like that, then just keep on looking. You're not settled down to someone. And this team that we're playing with here, or the team that I'm playing with here, I'm not a fan of just the way that they're ran. The guy that is the guy that was anchoring, he has this mindset that he's like, I guess he was a coach or something like that. And I'm gonna just stop trying to throw out disclaimers because I'm gonna end up hurting people's feelings, and that's it's whatever. I'm gonna just lay it out there how it is. But the player that was anchoring for us basically had the mentality that he was one of the smartest anchors in the game, and that he's one of the smartest. He is the smartest amateur anchor, and honestly, you can think that you know a lot, but when you start thinking that you know more than everyone else, that's when you're gonna be in trouble. Because honestly, I've seen better. This commentary is just gonna end up being a big bash fest, but it's whatever. I was just playing me in this game here, and I ended up doing pretty good, and decided that there was better options out there. So I am gonna keep looking for teams. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to Anaheim with the way that's looking right now, because honestly, you don't want to grab a last-second team going into Anaheim, and it is an event that I just want to go out to because it's in California, and California is always a place that I've been wanting to go to. So I'm not sure if I'm willing to make the ride out there just to go and just to hang out with my friends. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated. With this daily upload thing, you guys know what goes on day to day. So that was a waste of a sentry gun too, but it's whatever. Oh, I meant to check my scoreboard. 26-9 as of right now. 7 captures, 3 defends. If you guys, we're keeping up to date with that. One thing that frustrates me, and there's one thing, and it's hard to give advice on something that it's hard for me to do myself. But one thing you gotta notice is that when you're playing against people who are quote-unquote online warriors, and there are a lot of them out there, and it's weird how this game works, and it's not even something that I can really describe. It feels to reward people that either have a really good connection or a really bad connection. There is a thing in this game called lag compensation, where if you have a really bad connection, it compensates, and it's usually a big overcompensation. So when you have a really bad connection, it's like, here, I'll fix it for you, and then it puts everybody else on a disadvantage, or the host on a disadvantage. Or I don't really know exactly how it works. Not a lot of people do, and it basically just lets you run through bullets. So if you have a really good connection, you're gonna kill people really quick, and if you have a really bad connection, you're not gonna die. So it's basically that. And just watching back this gameplay, it makes me learn a lot. But back to the old topic that I was saying. One thing that you got to notice is that, when you're playing against these online warriors, like I said, quote-unquote online warriors, because, of course, some people can actually be good on LAN. You got to realize that when you're playing at a disadvantage, there's nothing that you can't improve from. Obviously, it's frustrating, but if you can overcome how frustrating it is, you're going to be nothing but a better player from it. If you just learn to play... If you learn to play at a disadvantage, coming on LAN, you're just going to be so much better. Personally, me, I don't have a very good connection. I have about a 40 ping, which is about average. So I'm not getting I'm not FiOSing people, or I'm not getting lag compensation. But I'm playing at about a normal connection, and I have I have a TV with a 10 millisecond response, and kid you not, it's at least an 8 or a 9 millisecond response. And so going on LAN, it's such a huge improvement, and going from being on a disadvantage online to going to LAN, obviously you're gonna play better. So that's something that you can always look forward to. This kind of ran out really quick, but I'll make sure I keep you guys updated here on any of my team situations. Ended up going that game 37-14, 8 caps and 5 defense. I didn't exactly play, for the win as much as I should have, but if somebody's in hill, I'm not gonna sit in hill and just stack it for them. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. If you guys have any questions or comments, I love to answer them. Please put them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Like I said, likes and thumbs ups or whatever you want to call them would be wonderful. Any shares like that, I greatly appreciate all of them. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. And by very soon, I mean tomorrow. So.